Yehoshua, Joshua chapter 12. And these are the sovereigns of the land whom the children of Israel struck, and whose land they possessed beyond the Jordan towards the sun rising, from the Wadi Arnon to Mount Hermon, and all the desert plain eastward. Sihon, sovereign of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon, ruling from Aroer, which is on the bank of the Wadi Arnon, from the middle of that wadi, and half Gilead, even as far as the Wadi Yabok, the border of the children of Ammon, and the desert plain from the sea of Kinneroth eastward as far as the sea of Arba, the salt sea, the way to Beth Yeshimoth, and southward below the slopes of Pisgah, on the border of Og, sovereign of Bashan, who was of the remnant of the Rephaites, who dwelt at Ashtaroth and at Edrei. He enrolled in Mount Hermon and in Salga, and in all Bashan as far as the border of the Geshurites and the Maacathites, and the half of Gilead as far as the border of Sihon, sovereign of Heshbon. Moshe the servant of Yah and the children of Israel had stricken them, and Moshe the servant of Yah had given it as a possession to the Reubenites, and to the Gadites, and to the half-tribe of Manasseh. And these are the sovereigns of the land which Yehoshua and the children of Israel struck beyond the Jordan on the west, from Baal Gad, in the valley of Lebanon, as far as Mount Halak, that goes up to Seir, which Yehoshua gave to the tribes of Israel as a possession according to their divisions, in the mountain country, and in the low country, and in the desert plain, and in the slopes, and in the wilderness, and in the south, the Hittites, the Amorites, and the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, the sovereign of Jericho, 1, the sovereign of Ai, which is beside Beth El, 1, the sovereign of Yerushalayim, 1, the sovereign of Hebron, 1, the sovereign of Yarmouth, 1, the sovereign of Lachish, 1, the sovereign of Eglon, 1, the sovereign of Gezer, 1, the sovereign of Debir, 1, the sovereign of Geder, 1, the sovereign of Hormah, 1, the sovereign of Arad, 1, the sovereign of Libnah, 1, the sovereign of Adullam, 1, the sovereign of Makkedah, 1, the sovereign of Beth El, 1, the sovereign of Tapuvah, 1, the sovereign of Hefer, 1, the sovereign of Aphek, 1, the sovereign of Sharon, 1, the sovereign of Madon, 1, the sovereign of Hatzor, 1, the sovereign of Shimron Meron, 1, the sovereign of Aksaph, 1, the sovereign of Ta'anak, 1, the sovereign of Megiddo, 1, the sovereign of Kadesh, 1, the sovereign of Yokneam in Carmel, 1, the sovereign of Dor in the heights of Dor, 1, the sovereign of the nations of Gilgal, 1, the sovereign of Tirzah, 1, 31 sovereigns in all.